Welcome to the Laughspin.com podcast.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Dylan from Laughspin.com. Welcome to another episode of the Laughspin Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are not a subscriber to the podcast, please go to iTunes or SoundCloud and subscribe. If you already are a subscriber, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. This episode of the Laughspin Podcast, I talked to comedian Ralphie May, legendary Ralphie May. The dude is prolific. He has 7 stand-up comedy specials. He just released his latest. It's called Unruly. It's on Netflix. It's pretty solid, man. So check it out. Obviously, if you're a Ralphie May fan, you're going to love it. Ralphie and I spoke, we chatted, we hung out in his tour van. This was the day before he was scheduled to do Howard Stern. He took some time out. We talked a lot. Actually. But it was good. We did a lot. We went deep. We talked about a lot of stuff, you guys. So I'm going to shut up. Here's Ralphie. I feel humbled as you're going to Howard Stern tomorrow, and you're talking to me today.
Don't worry about it.
So we are aboard, just to set the stage for everyone. We're aboard Ralphie's super cool tour bus that has Ralphie's name. Do you get knocks on your door? Because I mean, you are not incognito here, Ralphie.
No, I'm not. I do get occasionally people. It's weird when drunk girls show up. And it's like, show us, let us in, we want to party. And that's when I go to the back of the fucking bus and tell my tour support guys to fucking shoo them, get them out of here. Yeah, get. All right, get that mess, get that liability, get that fucking lawsuit the fuck away from me.
Yeah, it's true. You know, people think it's all fun and games, but I mean, you're an adult, and you don't want that mess.
No. Well, I'm also married, and it's like I like all my shit. You know, that's the thing. You know, guys who cheat on their wives, you must not like all your shit. All right? You know, you're going to lose half of it.
Yep.
And I'm not about to. No, sir. But, you know, plus, it's just a dick thing to do, you know? It's like, who's got that much time to be that much of an asshole to somebody you're supposed to love, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, who's got that drama? Not me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What about, do dudes come knocking? What about if it's just a dude that just want to say, hey?
It's a lot of dudes who want to come smoke weed with me and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't smoke weed all the time, you know? I mean,
right.
It's not like, and, you know, it's like, sometimes I have my fucking family on the bus, and it's like, hey, bro, it's my fucking kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, relax.
Yeah.
Chill. You know? But I guess that happens to people. I know a guy who went up to Dave Grohl and was like, let's party, Dave Grohl. Let's get fucked up. And Dave's like, yeah, this is my kids. This is my mother-in-law. Okay? It's like, okay, God bless you, you know?
Yeah, people don't, you know, they see that person on stage, and that's it. That's all. Even though, I mean, it's not like you don't talk about, I mean, your newest special, you know, you mention your kids. You have that entire bit where you address your son, which is awesome. And like, still, I think they just want to be part of like the party section.
Yeah, and you know, it's weird because like we went on a Disney cruise. And people were coming up to me going, is that the boy who grabbed the girl's pussy in the elevator? And I'm like, yeah, that's him. All right. And so my son is 5 years old, walking around with all these adults going, yeah, that's him. That's him. All right. It goes straight to his fucking head. It goes straight to his head. He thinks he's the baddest dude. But it's like changing his behavior. You know, people's reaction to him is changing his behavior. He's getting more and more blatant about stuff. Like he, one of his buddies' mom is really hot.
Right.
Okay. This is L.A. All the moms are super fucking hot. Okay, and my son grabbed this mom's ass. and I asked him, this was days later, son, why did you do that? And he even told her this. I had to, Daddy. It just looked so good. I had to grab it. Oh, and you can't fault him for being honest. You just gotta go, hey, I'm with you, man. I've seen some hot tail before. Whether he's 5 or 55, the truth is the fucking truth.
Yeah.
And he was a man consumed. But I told him, I go, that's not nice. You can't do that to people, and they're gonna get mad. And so far, he hasn't had that experience. But I keep on telling him, they're gonna spank your butt. They're gonna throw you in jail.
Yep.
And he's like, I don't care. I don't care, Daddy. I gotta do it.
How old is he? He's 5 now, or
5.
Wow, yeah. I have, I enjoy when comics kind of like open up a little bit about their kids on stage. I have 2 boys, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Oh, okay.
So
you're right behind us.
Yep. So how old's your daughter?
7.
Oh, wow. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Do they get along?
Yes, really well.
Really?
Really well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my wife has done an amazing job. Like, if it was up to me, my kids would be raised by wolves. You know what I mean? I'm a shit dad. All right? But my wife is amazing, That's why my children are happy, well-adjusted, healthy children, is all because of my wife.
Yeah.
0 to do with me.
Really? Don't give yourself any credit.
It's 0. 0 fucking credit. 0. I am a fucking asshole. I'm a narcissist. Okay, which are very 2 bad things. Fights against you as far as being a good parent. I'm gone all the time. I work. I'm a good provider, but it means that I'm gone all the time. So it's weird. You don't have. Until you have kids, you don't realize how much, like, stand-up was never a job to me.
Right.
Until I had kids. And now it's like, now they don't pay for the jokes. They never paid for the jokes. They just pay for me not to be in my house next to my wife, next to my kids. You know?
Right.
That's what they pay their money for.
Yeah. It becomes very real. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure before you had a family, thoughts would go through your head where it's like, well, I could stop if I want.
Right.
Not that you would want to stop, but now it's like, well, this is it. I'm in it. Now I have people to keep alive.
Yeah, I know. I have people to keep alive. That's true. But, I still think a lot about quitting.
Really?
Yeah. It's like I've done it for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's like, what more do you have to do? What more do you have to prove?
Yeah,
you're in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Of stand-up comics.
Yep.
I never conquered New York and I never conquered L.A., but that's okay. I never really gave a shit about conquering either one of those. I was really happy with the 300 million in between.
Yeah.
And a lot of people set that as their goal, to be, that person, and I just never did. I just kept on doing specials and making people laugh. That's just, I don't know. I was never the cool one,
Right.
When you're not the hip, cool comic, all right, it's weird. The guys I thought were cool are either dead or quit, and, it's like, there's no going. It's like your buddies are gone, or you don't get to see your buddies.
Right.
Now that an indictment is a conviction, you can't go watch stand-up comics, because if someone says you ripped off my bit, okay, that's enough to kill your career.
Yeah.
All right, it's like just the accusation. is enough to kill your career.
Yeah.
And like you said, I've got people.
Right.
So that takes a lot of the joy out of stand-up comedy, because now I can't even watch stand-up comedy.
Right.
The thing I love the most, I can't watch anymore.
Right.
Because I'm in it. You know, and it's like, and I write so fast and I write so much, it's that without opportunity there can be no theft. And so I just keep myself off. That's when people submit, people send me videos of themselves, hey, help me out. And it's like, I can't.
You don't even look at it.
I don't even look at it. I can't open it. I can't do anything, because I can't allow my career to be in your accusation.
Right.
I mean, and comics are crazy. I mean, somebody will see something, but one word, and they'll go fucking nuts and just start shouting, and that's all you have to say, and then boom, it's over.
Yeah.
And so I don't even allow myself to be fucking even in the same sentence as joke thievery, because I'm never in the fucking room when the joke's being said.
Right. Has there been did something ever happen that
I've seen so many guys over 25 years. Okay.
Yeah.
I was the victim of a lot of jealousy in Houston, Texas, when I first started out, of people saying, he's a joke thief. Okay, then you go, well, what joke did he take? And they wouldn't have an answer for you.
Right.
All right. And it got to be the point where everybody started calling bullshit on, guys from out of town would call bullshit on the Houston comics because they couldn't give them a fucking answer.
Right.
And then somebody who wasn't just in Houston would be like, everybody's talking about that around the country. What do you do? I mean, that's not it's a pretty beaten up premise, whether it was the fucking Lorena Bobbitt or fucking, whatever hack story was in the news, okay, that every comic was talking about. All right, these stories, they get beaten up, but if you're in your own shallow pool, you think you originated it, and that anybody who does anything near it is a joke thief. Okay, and they used it against me to try to drive me out of stand-up comedy because I was 18, 19 and taking their gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, when Bill Hicks came to town and had me open for him, that pissed a lot of fucking people off.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, I mean, and Bill wanted me because I was a young and dumb and didn't know any better, didn't know what he was doing. I was just doing my little shit comedy, and I was the only one who wasn't trying to be him.
Right.
And so that caused more. And when Sam Kinison taps you, all right, it's at first it seems like a blessing, and then you realize it's a fucking curse amongst your peers. I mean, it's like they fucking hated that those guys liked me. All right, and it was weird because later on, the only one, and we laugh about it, the only one that made it out of it was Dougie Stanhope.
Yeah.
Me and Dougie Stanhope, it's like, who would have thought that he and I would still be alive after all this time? Okay. We're the two that people go, really? Those two made it? Really? Really? Mitch Hedberg's gone. Okay, so many great guys are gone. And it's just, and it's like we're the ones that keep on trucking. And it's so funny is that Stanhope's had me in his death pool since he started it. Okay, and he's like, I know one of these years you're gonna pay off, but you keep on fucking living. Okay, you're fucking me up here, man. It's like I gotta have the inside track on you. And then so this year was the first year that he was like, I don't think I'm gonna put you in the pool. I think I got some better people. And then he goes, at the last second I had to put you in just because I'd put the jinx on you for sure. Okay, the one time I don't pick you, boom, that's when you die. All right, it's like lottery numbers. So I'm like, okay, it's so funny, but Dougie and Joey Diaz and myself, We never should have made it out. Those guys should have been dead a long time ago, and I should have been too.
Yeah.
But we made it all out so far.
So, yeah, I mean, you mentioned, you really got started young.
17.
Yeah. So, born in Chattanooga, right?
Uh-huh.
Raised in Arkansas.
Yes.
And then at what point, then you moved to Houston?
Yeah, I moved to Houston before I didn't even get to graduate. I left 8 days before I got kicked out. All right, so I just left. I didn't even fucking
from your school in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Why did you get kicked out?
Pranks. A lot of
what kind of pranks?
A lot of stupid shit, and it's weird now that all the statute of limitations are over, but the way it is now, the way America is now,
yeah,
it would be on CNN, and it would be ATF would be involved.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we did a lot of stuff that very destructive things to our rival school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they did very destructive things to us to the point where, we got our bus stopped. They rolled burning bales of hay in the streets. Okay, and then pelted the bus. Okay, it was an old school ambush. Okay,
pelted with what?
With bricks, rocks,
Jesus,
eggs, supposedly there was gunplay, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. It was a lot of melee. I mean, when you're in a bus, a fucking brick hitting it, okay, sounds a lot like a gunshot.
Yeah.
Okay, and a lot of the impact and the explosion of glass is about the same.
Yeah.
And it was a crazy, crazy school year. But I was involved in the University of Arkansas Beginning Scholars Program,
mm-hmm.
and I got to go to school, the University of Arkansas, and that student ID is what allowed me to get into the stand-up contest to open up for Sam Kinison,
mm-hmm.
which started everything.
Yeah.
It's like that one thing, if I hadn't filled out that one piece of paper at the insistence of my school counselor, I would have never done stand-up.
Right.
It's like you look back and, usually it's the teacher that inspires you or positive or negative. For me, it was a counselor going, fill this piece of paper out. It'd be something fun to do in the summer.
Right.
And that was the start of it all.
Had you expressed interest in comedy to your counselor, or he just
no, not at comedy to my counselor, but I'd done stand up comedy before. I'd done it at 13 in 1985 at a church youth camp. It was 5 states youth panel thing, and they had a talent show. I won. I was 13. I made out with a 14-year-old girl.
Nice.
I finger blasted her. Okay, she was from Prattville, Alabama. Okay, and she's cute. Big hair. I remember big
sure.
hair. Not big bush, but I mean, yeah, probably. I don't remember, but big hair. Like her hair was big. All right. It was a crazy thing. It's weird that's been my motivation throughout my whole career. It's just been women. When I won the talent show contest the week before to get to the attention of everyone, there was an open mic contest at the Shakey's Pizza. My study group from college, we were all meeting up and just fucking hanging out. And they had a stand-up comedy contest, and they were like, do it. And so I did it, and I got a blowjob afterwards from an unattractive girl by a dumpster out back, okay? And I was fucking fuck college. All right, fuck college.
Oh, this was after the show?
It was after the show. Okay. I was like, fuck college.
This is it.
This is no one ever sucked my dick because I got a fucking A, in organic chemistry. Okay, no one gave a shit, and so it was definitely something that I was like, this is what I want to do, and it's so silly now to think it's you made a life decision. All right, and you're stuck with it, and you're fucking lucky enough to come out on top. It's like no one is more baffled by my success than me. I think that's what that's probably one of the things that I think people don't understand is that nobody's more shocked than I am. All right, that this happened.
And it all started with that, really, with the Kinnison thing. So you were what, 17, 18?
17.
You were 17.
Yeah.
So did you interact with him, or was he like, what was that like?
I did to a degree. It's like you could hang out with Sam until like 11:30 at night, all right? And then he'd get a little evil.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was like going to a Sam Kinison party at 17 was no place for a 17-year-old boy. I'm 43 now, and it's no place for me now.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, rails of blow and I mean, just a lot of craziness around him. But he would be nice, until about 11:30. That fourth or fifth key bump, and he's starting to rage and starting to get angry, and that's when I would just fucking disappear.
Yeah.
Because that's when the gun would come out. He had a 45 that he toted around. All right, and the gun would come out and shit would happen. Not good.
Yeah. So even at that young age, you knew this isn't cool.
No, guns aren't fucking cool. Don't hang around. All right. Well, I knew what guns would do. Growing up in Arkansas, you've been hunting for 10 years at that point. It's like I know what guns can do. I don't want to be anywhere fucking near them.
Right.
Yeah. If you know what they are, you develop a healthy respect for them. I think dumb fucks who tote them around in the waist of their britches and fucking shoot sideways. I haven't really fucking seen what guns can do up close. You take a deer's life and you fucking hold it and you realize this is life and death, and this is like, you damn sure better honor the fucking animal, and damn sure better realize that this animal was just alive until you pull the fucking trigger.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a great thing for people to learn, and they would have more responsibility for the weapons in their possession, Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, I never thought of it like that. I mean, I'm from this area, we're right outside of New York, and guns just always scared the shit out of me. And, it was just never part of my culture. So, when I see like hunters, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Hunting seems kind of, it's just foreign to me.
Yeah.
But the way you just described it, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. It kind of, and it's like people always say it's barbaric, and yes, it is. But the essence of nature is barbaric.
That's very true.
I mean, and it's like the civilized thing that we've become is only because of higher, evolution, with our minds, and like, that only came about through added protein through the ingestion of meat.
Right.
Okay. So the very way we become self-aware and to have enough guilt in our life to seek, and to be honestly, to be so blessed with so much food that we could choose to be a vegetarian or a pescatarian or a vegan or a freegan or whatever the fuck you are. Okay.
Right.
All right. It's that, all that came about because of the added protein from eating meat, developed our cerebral cortex. Okay, without, we would never have evolved.
Right.
All right. So it's like the action of eating meat has caused people to revolt away from wanting to eat meat.
Right.
It's like their self-consciousness, they don't understand.
Right.
It's like the people, like my wife is always bitching about because she's a Jew and she's bitching about Christmas, about the Christmas tree, how it's a killing of a life, and I'm like, yeah, but what about those cedar-lined closets we bought? All right, you know what I mean? It's like, how about those houses we live in? What are they fucking made of? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
pick your fucking battles, okay?
Yep.
All right, don't be bitching about you mad about a tree's life, but yet you throw paper away all the time, okay? You know, it's like, just knock it the fuck off, okay? Just stow it, all right? Just stop your shit, you know? And it's like, you can't tell everybody that, you know? You want to. I would desperately love to tell people just to call people on their shit.
Yeah.
All right? That's why I would I'm not saying I make a great politician, all right? I'm saying I would be a very entertaining politician.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't go far in politics because you're too honest.
Too honest, and you know, I think that would be a refreshing change. You know, to have someone go, "Hey, look, I only want to be here for 8 years. I want to make a positive change. I got 2 kids. Okay." Let's work together, all right? And I'm gonna call people sons of bitches who are sons of bitches, all right? And you tell me what you think, and I'll fight for you, okay? All right? And that's what I like. You know, that would be a refreshing breath of air when it comes into politics nowadays. I mean, everybody's so full of shit. You know, it'd be nice to have somebody to go, hey, those people are dumb fucks. Okay, you know, why not legalize marijuana? Let's tax the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
All right, we got debt to pay off. Why not?
Yep.
Why not make money on it? You know, fucking Christ, I don't know. There's so many stupid shit. There's so much stupid shit, you know, that you would get fixed if we just had a mind to do it. But we don't. We like fucking, you know, status quo.
Well, I mean, there you go. That could be your post-comedy career.
Yeah.
Politics. Do you actually? I mean, I know we talked about it at the very beginning. Do you seriously consider just like hanging it up? And I mean, you've got what, 6 specials?
7.
7 specials. I mean, you've conquered it. You've conquered it.
What do I got left to do?
I don't know. Would you miss it?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I miss it now.
Yeah.
You know, even though I get to do stand-up comedy and I'm around stand-up comedy, I don't really get to be around stand-up comics.
Yeah.
You know, so I miss it now.
Yeah.
You know, I love us. I think we're the most interesting people on the planet. All right? And we're fucked up and messed up, and that only adds to the interestingness.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I find comics to be amazingly intriguing. Male or female, I think we're fucked. Okay, we're fucked individuals. And it's so weird that there's more of fucked individuals now than there ever has been. It's like we've bred in our country. We have a certain elevation that we've taken people that, you know, that are told so much in their lives that, you know, everything is you're a winner too.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody gets a trophy. We're not keeping score.
Right.
Okay. And you've grown up been told all that bullshit. Okay, that nobody keeps score, and y'all are fucking mad now that people really keep fucking score. You know, I mean, you're pissed off, and you have a right to be. You know, when they said, you know, we're all winners, what do you mean I've got to have responsibilities and debt and fucking, hey, I'm a winner. I got a trophy. All right, you know, what the fuck? You know, it's easy. You know, it's like, you know, and everybody wants to be cave painters. You notice that? You know, it's like,
what do you mean by that?
You know, there was like cave painting. There was a guy that was his shit.
Right.
That was his, like I drive the best buffalo with the best horses, and our guy's killing them. All right, and that was one guy.
Right.
Who depicted life of the Neanderthal man.
Yeah.
Okay. That was one out of thousands and thousands of people. All right. Not everybody can be a cave painter. somebody's got to go out there and fight a saber-toothed tiger.
Right.
You know?
Got
I mean,
it.
and it's like nowadays people want to be comedians instead of being a fucking transmission repairman, okay? Or whereas they used to have other jobs, now so many people are focused on the arts. It's where it's sort of a renaissance, but at the same time, it's bullshit. Okay, it's like the whereas the Renaissance gave birth to masters of art that trained and we had a genesis in human evolution. Today, it's people aren't getting smarter; they're getting dumber through the use of technology.
Yeah.
They're not creating masters of art; they're programming, a piece of art instead of creating it. Okay, and the subtlety is not lost on me, and it's not lost on the art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same with stand-up comedy. It's like nobody is doing stand-up comedy for themselves until they've been doing it at 9 years at a minimum.
Yeah.
Until then, you're just an amalgamation of your favorite influences.
Right.
Okay? And then once some real shit happens to you, then you have your own voice, and then you could talk, and you could set about doing your own thing. So you spend the first basically 10 years of this learning what not to do. Okay? And then after that 10 years, now you're into, it's just like high school. All right? You're still in high school.
Yeah.
You're not even graduated yet, okay? Much less be functioning. Like at 25 years, I feel like I'm a master of stand-up comedy. But I don't know when that transition happened from a fucking neophyte dumb fuck to a master of stand-up comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like somewhere around the way, I learned enough to fucking pick it up. But, just on the sheer volume, 14 hours of recorded material in 10 years, I don't think anybody's ever done that. And as far as respect goes, I don't get any, but that's okay because I got checks. It's all right.
What do you mean you don't get? You don't feel like you're respected, like as a comic?
No. I'm easily dismissed because I'm overweight. But it's funny how my stand-up comic, my stand-up doesn't really rely on my physicality. I get smaller on stage, not bigger.
Yeah.
And I don't draw as much emphasis as a lot of big comics. I mean, if they're a little bit overweight, Jim Gaffigan, for example, is not overweight at all, but all he talks about is food and being fat.
Right.
He's got way more fat jokes than I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And honestly, they're really good. I can't fault him for it. All right. But it's just not something that I want it to be. And because of that, I don't feel the level. If I was somebody else and had what I had just 4 1-hour specials on Comedy Central. No one had ever done that before. You'd think I would get some respect from Comedy Central.
Mm.
No.
What in what form would that respect potentially come?
Well, the only thing you could have respect and be shown respect by a network is an invitation to do a TV show. Whether the TV show goes or not is one thing, but I've never even been allowed to have the conversation.
Wow.
And so, it's okay. I'm very okay. I don't see any shame in being famous for being a stand-up comedian.
No.
And that's what I am. I'm famous for being a stand-up comedian. Not on TV. I never had a television show carry me.
Right.
Even the show I did do was a stand-up comedy competition.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't have the sitcom. I don't have the movies, to carry me. I've got to go do it the old-fashioned way. I've got to go win the people where they are. You
right.
know? I can't go to their TV, then I'll go to their theater.
Right.
Close to them. And whereas I don't do the big arena tours, I'll do more volume of people because I do more shows. and I'll sell more tickets because I'll hustle more.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. That to me never seemed like a big deal. It was just like it's a joy to work. It's a pleasure. It's a gift. But it is aggravating that you don't get the respect of other comics. Comics have been doing it for nothing, and have had a pretty easy ride. But, partially based on the legacy that guys like me, we kept stand-up alive after the bust of the 80s. In the 90s, man, clubs were shutting down. If it wasn't for guys like us keeping it going, it would have fucking died out.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it just seems that, the respect that stand-up comics get in other parts of the world are more than they get here.
Yeah.
And we're the lowest rung of entertainment in America, and yet it's the hardest job.
Yeah.
We're the individual writers, we're the performer, we're the director, we're the producer, and nobody else has to do that. And it's fucking the closest thing to it is a band. And to be honest, they've got so many people and auto-tune helping them. How would you like to have a fucking button that can be pushed that make your jokes 40% funnier? You know what I mean? That'd be fucking awesome. That'd be a button I want to push every fucking day, And that's what auto-tune basically is making them 40% better.
Yeah.
Sound better. And it's like, what the fuck? Why are we like this? It's like, why can't we just do, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I totally agree with you. You guys are, that's why 10 years ago I started interviewing and writing about comics, because nobody was doing it.
Nobody.
The only time you would see an article or something about a comic was in like the regional, newspaper in the entertainment section when they were coming to your town.
Right.
They'd have, Ralphie May is coming to whatever town, and here's an interview with him.
Yeah.
To get people in the seats. So yeah, I totally agree. It's just it's interesting to hear, and I'm sure people who are listening to this, it's interesting to hear somebody who, on the surface, very successful, selling out theaters all across the country, still has those doubts and those and those feelings of, why have I been sort of kind of relegated to, I don't know, clown status, or like, where's my respect?
Yeah, you still get that. I think that's that probably goes back to childhood, wanting the respect. That's probably what stand-up comics, about. That's probably one of the triggers that makes us is the want for dignity.
Yeah.
The desire for it. And that self-approval. You have to have thousands of people laugh at everything you say,
right,
and be entertained. There's something broken that drives that. That desire for qualification to love me. You know what I mean? That's a fucking thing too, and I don't want to come off sounding like a fucking whiny ass or nothing.
No, you come off as
grateful,
human,
and grateful to things I've had, but would it be nice to get the recognition from your peers? Yes. Would it be nice to get the recognition from Comedy Central? Yes. But I have to remember is that I'm older in stand-up comedy than Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
I started before them, and so I can't be mad at them for I didn't get into them for stand-up comedy for Comedy Central.
Right.
I got into it for me.
Right.
And it wasn't even an option then. And so I just always think that even though it's a player now, it's not a player in my mind if it's not in my world. You know what I mean? It's like something I can't lose thoughts over or time over, worry about what they're going to do with me, because who even knows what the fuck's happening over there? You know what I mean? It's like inside there. You know what's going on. You know, who are they being told are funny? Who are they seeing are funny? Where are they going to see funny? That all these are going to skew, you know, every judgment that they make, and people look to them as the authority because they set themselves up as the authority of stand-up comedy, but you know they're really not. They miss huge swaths of stand-ups. I mean, huge, just gaping holes in stand-up comedy map. They've missed and they've never touched on.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole segment of Southern comedians that have never been fucking thought of. You know, everybody goes the blue collar guys, which, you know, Jeff is from Georgia, but Larry's from Nebraska,
yeah,
and Bill's from Texas, and Tater's from Texas, but the really only Southern comic was Ron White.
Yeah.
You know, and Ron toured for years, and to where he got out of comedy eventually. You know, he was you know, he was a Southern comic, but there's huge swaths of guys that are fucking amazing that no one's ever heard of, and women are underserved in that department too, even more so than the men. These men are given a shot once in a while to do some kind of TV shit or radio shit, whereas the women aren't even given that chance. I know two that are fucking hilarious as balls. All right, it's so fucking funny. All right, and they're not given a chance at all, and it's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a fucking shame.
I feel like it's turning around a little bit.
It's turning around for the it girls. Okay, and the fat black girls that never went away. All right, and the cute little it girls are really hot right now. All right, and it's a shame that they have to be that. I normally would never qualify a stand-up comic based on their sexuality.
Right.
My wife is a female comic, and she's goddamn funny. It's unfortunate though that you know it's either there's very little middle ground. It's either the big girl, okay, and they're Melissa McCarthy,
right,
or they're the hot girl, they're Jenny McCarthy,
right,
all right, and there's really no in between. You know, there's really no just, you know, 6 or 7s,
right.
You know, I mean, Amy Schumer is under constant pressure to lose weight and stay beautiful and do her hair and do everything that she has to do. Whitney Cummings is a slave to her own success as far as the expectations. She can't just put on a fucking pair of, you know, shitty clothes and go out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It's like they've been, you know, Chelsea Peretti, same thing. Okay, and you know, it's they become trapped in what society says they must be. You know, look at Kathy Griffin. I mean, she's released so many specials that if she was a man, she would be like one of the greatest stand-ups in the world.
Mm.
Okay, and she would be known. And instead, she's regulated as just being loud and always. You forget though, she's Emmy nominated. You know, she's put out I think 12 specials or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she's been on TV for 20 fucking years. You know, give her a little bit of respect, but nobody does. You know, it's like almost like Joan had started to get respect after she lost it, you know, for so many years, and then she was getting, you know, back on TV and all the plastic surgery, her running to it instead of away from it, endeared her to people and her constant. But she went through. People forget that she was ostracized. She was thrown out of show business. Basically, you know, when Johnny Carson puts the squash on you, the squash is on you. All right, I mean, it's fucking real. All right, and you know, 4 networks at the time only. You know, what else you gonna do? You know, you're given the chance to host a fucking, you know, the late night talk show, and she was the first. She was before Chelsea. She was before all of them. All right, you know, she's a bad lady. Don't ever forget it.
Yeah,
you know. And it's like she was in her, like, the prime, like, people forget, she was bankrupt in the 90s, completely bankrupt, and she died with over worth over $140 million.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
She hustled.
And she did it through being a stand-up.
Yep.
I mean, sure, she got on TV, but the only reason she got on TV was because she was a stand-up. And, so I'm always... And she had balls, man. She had fucking balls. And in a time where you saw so much change and political correctness. I mean, when she was up there doing colored jokes in the 40s, okay, the coloreds, all right, the Negroes, okay, all right, and now she's fucking, now she's this icon that, his career spanned 70 years, or 60 years, it's pretty fucking incredible. She's pretty amazing, and it's like, that's the type of stuff that should be talked about. But Comedy Central didn't even have her on. And she was an icon. And Comedy Central, didn't have her on the roast. I mean, she should be up there fucking killing people. She should have been crushing them.
Yeah.
Those roasts, it's like they take people and they make them stars, and then they don't have them on the roast anymore. Doesn't make any sense. It's like you brought Jeselnik to me. Why isn't Jeselnik still coming at me? I mean, I like that guy. Right? He was funny. You got Lisa Lampanelli. What happened to her? Where's she at? It's like, God damn it. It's just that, you miss people, and it's like they not for nothing, I don't really want to hear Shaq tell a roast joke. I don't want Ludacris at a roast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, a lot of people agree with you. I see a lot of comments online like, why are they're just getting these like, these A-list celebrities to just
right, go up there and butcher some great jokes that John Fernetti or Sarah Tiana or somebody fucking wrote,
right?
And it's like, why are they doing this? It's why is, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. They don't make any sense to me. It's like you build this up. It's like, why not cash in on it?
Right.
It's like, if I was a network, I would want to have especially Comedy Central, I'd be sponsoring comedy tours every year and doing live remotes from Hype It and make it, like MTV back in the day. When MTV threw a concert, it was a fucking event. You were glued to your TV watching this event. Why isn't the Oddball Festival sponsored by Comedy Central and available like HBO does, uncensored on its like it's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they making stand up more, not for nothing, but fuck another episode of Futurama. Okay, I'm sick of it. I'm fucking tired of it. Go out and find me another Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah.
All right. Instead of showing me shows and buying shows and investing in the past, invest in the future. Okay, it's like, I want to see the next Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
I want to see the next. I want a comic to. I want a drama about comedy.
Yeah.
I want a real show about stand-ups, about the shit that real comics go through in New York and LA, and have a Law and Order SVU franchise, okay, or CSI franchise when it comes to comedy. Instead of crime scene, it's comedy scene investigations. I want to see what it's like, to be that guy on the road. I want to see what it's like. I want people to know our story.
Yeah.
All right. Just like musicians want people to know their struggle, and those movies have always been successful, and TV shows about making it.
Sure.
That's what I think that we could do, and we're not. And it's like we could do more to elevate our art for what it really is, and yet we constantly lowest denominator, or we don't, or Comedy Central will take, a network, and I don't mean just to slam on Comedy Central. That's not what this is about. It's just a prime example of our talents being lost.
Right.
Just as MTV lost the corner on music videos, now people don't even make music videos, or they just go straight to YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's like we used to have real music at any time. You could just press boom and it was there.
Yeah.
And honestly, it should be that way with stand-ups. You should have the ability to get as comedy whenever you want it, wherever you want it, and what kind you want it. From whomever you want it. And that's why I've never been into really shit talking other comics. About shitting on what kind of comedy they do.
Right.
Because if you do comedy at all and you make someone laugh, all right, that lets them know that they're hungry for something they didn't even know they were hungry for.
Yeah.
All right, and that hunger drives them to get more laughter, and which means eventually that hunger is going to drive them to me, which means they're going to be fed by me, and I think I can feed them more than everybody else.
Yeah,
I think I can feed them more jokes. I can come back 8-9 months with a new hour and a half, and not many people can do that. And it's like that type of mentality has always served me well. Whereas like it's kind of cool to have a contempt for your audience. It seems like nowadays, like the comic has contempt for the stand-up. I mean, for the audience. Without them, you're just a fucking guy babbling to yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta kind of give them some kind of respect. It's like, you came out here, you need me in your life to make you laugh. I understand that need, okay? Or maybe you just want to laugh. All right, maybe you don't need, maybe you just want.
Right.
All right. And whatever reason drove you here, you're here. All right, I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you the best I can.
Right.
And not a lot of people come with that attitude, and I'm sorry, I'm stuffy.
No, that's all right.
The sinuses. I mean, it goes from fucking freezing to
fucking
70 to fucking spring to winter. The fuck is going on with the weather? I think that people have a chance to be better to be better performers if they just engage the audience and respected them more.
Yeah.
If they knocked off this contempt for the audience, they'd be better served.
When you were just starting out, when you were young, what was your perception like, or did you even think about like stand-up? You're talking about like how it would be great if people would know the stories of stand-up comedians. When you were how long were you in Tennessee before you moved to Arkansas?
When I was a kid. We moved when I was 6.
Okay. And what was, you brought up, that, you think that, and I agree with this, that a lot of stand-up comedians, like, it's all kind of comes from their upbringing, their home life. So what was, like, why, well, first of all, why did you move from Tennessee to Arkansas?
My mom and dad got divorced when I was 2, and my mom, being a very lovely woman, is very flawed financially. And she was just trying to do the best she could, and she did what a lot of people would do. They ran home to mama, and her mother and father were very well off in this small town in Arkansas, and it was a different time then, and she moved back to gain some respectability, and be nearer to family, which was a very poor move. She couldn't have sold the house in Tennessee at a worse time, then she didn't buy again, and so taxes ate her up, and we ended up living in a rent house that you could see through the walls and places there were holes and stuff, and in the winter there'd be so much plastic it looked like Dexter was about to kill somebody. I mean, it was an interesting event. Trust me, it was not something that you would figure a millionaire would come from. You know? It's like I remember so many times in the winter waking up at night and seeing my breath, and then like having the frost had formed up from where I was breathing on that.
Wow.
Stuff. And it was, we were under so many blankets, to keep warm. And it, like unless somebody turned the oven on, there was no heat. It was interesting.
And you had siblings, or?
Yes. I have 2 older sisters and 1 older brother, and half sister younger. My brother's a dick.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the special.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if that was based on reality.
Oh yeah, that's real.
What's his deal? Why? Not that we have to.
I'm not gonna get into everything,
right.
But
that's okay.
He was just a major asshole. A couple of years ago, he threatened to kill me, and I just haven't talked to him since. And it's not the usual brother threatening to kill you. All right, when you believe him, you believe him.
Yeah.
All right, and I believed him, and so I just stay away from him.
He's younger than you?
Older.
Wow. And so, all right. So you were living in that house for a few years, or?
Oh yeah. We lived in there for 10 years.
Wow.
Between that and my grandma's house. Okay. And then when my, by the way, that's not a problem with this podcast. That's the air generator on my bus. I'm sorry, everybody. The whole bus operates by air. The doors, the seals, everything. The whole suspension. So that's what that noise is, if you wonder. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I know. It's fucking annoying.
I don't think it's going to get picked up.
Okay. Good.
A lot.
Good. I don't want to be embarrassed.
No.
What the fuck was that noise? Jesus Christ. We moved... we were in that horrible house in Clarksville for 10, 12 years, and then I moved to Houston. And in Houston, I felt like I was born again. It was awesome. And then it's weird, when I made the next move to Los Angeles, I felt born again. It was incredible. It's like my life, the more I live it, has only gotten better. It's not gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's like it was so shitty in the beginning, okay, that I guess it could only go better. But, I mean, I was 6 weeks old when my uncle and his whole family died in a plane crash. They were coming to see us. He hit a mountain. It's like one thing after another.
Dear God.
And it's like you live all this stuff, and you just sit back and you just go, wow, what a crazy life. And then now I've got, not only do I have a house to live in, I've got 2 and a bus. Okay. The child of divorce has a beautiful wife and 2 wonderful children that are, it's like, man, I've got everything that I've ever wanted and more than I ever thought I would get, and I'm just so fucking lucky. It's like, I'm a lucky fucking bum. And it's like, I don't think people really register that. They don't consider themselves lucky very often. And it's a shame. There's something to be said for luck. I'd rather be lucky than fucking blessed.
Yeah.
I'd rather be lucky and fat than fucking not lucky and perfectly thin, because you'll die of something else. You get hit by a piano or something, something will happen to you. Life will have a way of fucking making it happen for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, people can die. Yeah, man. Yeah. I think a lot of people just are constantly comparing whatever situation they, and I do this constantly. I know I should be happier than I am, but it's like, well, what is that person doing? And
Right.
You're constantly comparing, and it's so toxic.
It's so toxic for you. It really is, man. Coveting others, it will kill you in stand-up comedy. Coveting others will drive you fucking crazy. I almost got caught up in that. I mean, when you see people that you know you're funnier than getting fucking TV and shit, and it drives you fucking nuts until you realize that was always going to happen.
Right.
That person, regardless of you hating that person or not hating that person,
Right.
that person's turn was that person's turn, and whatever factors led to them being there, that's where they are. All right, so don't begrudge their fucking success. Emulate it, see how they did it, and fucking replicate it.
Yeah.
And get your own success. It's always been amazing to me. It's like, it's like every year or every couple of years, like, society brings a new black comic. Okay, and it's like this new renaissance of great black comedy, which has always been there. They've always been fucking funny.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's never been just only one. Okay, but mainstream society only sees one black guy at a time. It was Richard Pryor, then it was Eddie Murphy, then it was Chris Rock, and then it was Dave Chappelle, then it was Cat Williams, and now it's Kevin Hart.
Yep.
Okay, and it's like America only sees one black person as funny at a time, and it's so fucking humiliating to us.
That's all we can handle, Ralphie. One black guy. That's it.
Guy. All right, we've got one black guy, two Jews, one Mexican, one chick. Okay,
That's
and a
it.
bunch of white guys. That's it. That's it. That's all they give us. And then you're expected to fucking dine on that alone, those people are expected to be everywhere and do everything that is qualified as funny.
Yeah.
I mean, the chicks, they only let us have one or two chicks at a time. Okay, instead of giving us all this funny, they now Sarah Silverman is the end all be all of funny chicks. Okay, we'll give her an award. Okay, we'll give the one girl an award, but all those other hundreds and hundreds and thousands of women out there doing stand-up comedy, we're gonna take a big old shit on them. Okay, but we gave one award away, so
Right.
it's okay.
So we're covered. See,
So we're all covered.
We don't hate women.
We don't hate women comedy. We don't think less of them. It's like, how demeaning are you? I mean, really? I mean, the fact that you think that will suffice is demeaning in general. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the whole idea that only one black comic can be the comic, okay, is offensive. It's amazingly offensive.
Yeah.
And yet it happens continuously, and we get told that one person is hot over and over and over again, and we believe the bullshit. All right, and legitimately they are very talented, but there's also legitimately very talented other people out there. When Chris Rock was starting out, Bernie Mac was burning it up.
Yeah.
Okay, if you watch them back to back, all right. As far as laughter goes, like, you didn't hear what the comic was saying. The audience was laughing harder at Bernie Mac than at Chris Rock. Okay,
Yeah.
and even Chris will tell you that. Okay, but Chris hit when he wasn't supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to have already been a bust. Lorne Michaels dismissed him. They fired him. All right, and so he went out and did it the old-fashioned way. I'm one of the few people that worked with Chris when he was doing stand-ups in the clubs.
Yeah.
After Saturday Night Live, we were working in Houston together, and we were like, this fucking club owner's the biggest piece of shit ever. All right, we were just sitting there going, I fucking hate this guy. Me too. I fucking hate him. He's horrible. He's garbage. All right, and that's what we bonded, was hating the fucking club owner. All right, but he and I were actually talking jokes, and he would work on them at night. You know, and it's weird, 10 years later to be friends with his brother, and it's like, what the fuck, it's like he got off and blown up, and then 10 years later, I'm with his little brother Tony at my apartment on Gardner in L.A.
Yeah.
At my barbecue, Tony's in there playing video games and eating a cheeseburger, it's like, it's crazy, it's like a very strange combination. And the way life has happened, the way it's unfolded.
Yeah. Well, you've done well, Ralphie, and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
And I really do appreciate you taking the time to chat.
No problem, dude.
All right, man. Thanks, Ralphie. And there you have it. Ralphie May on the Laughspin Podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Like I said, subscribe. Thank you so much to Ralphie May for taking the time to chat. Be sure to check out Ralphie on the Road. Be sure to check him out on Netflix. His new special, Unruly, is there now streaming. Check it out, and we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.